So many things in real life can be represented with quadratic equations. Here's the surface area of a cone. So you can think about a cone, you can think about ice cream. Oh, yum. Anyways, there's a cone. The surface area of a cone is given by that formula. Area equals pi rs plus pi r squared. And so now if you know certain things, so we know the surface area is 300. We know that the slant height is 15. We'll be able to plug those things into the formula. That's an ugly 15, but that's okay. Once we plug those things into the formula, we end up with a quadratic equation. Because we want to solve for r, but there's an r squared and also another r. So I'm going to move everything over to one side of the equation. I'm going to write my r squared first. I'm going to say this is 15 times pi times r minus 300. So now what's my a value? Pi. What's my b value? 15 pi. What's my c value? Negative 300. I would not recommend trying to factor this one. But so now, once we have this, we can go to our quadratic formula. Negative b plus or minus b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. The nice thing about your calculator since it says to the nearest hundredth, we want to find out a value for this. Oops. Just going to move this. So if I was going to my calculator to type this in, first thing I would do is try to push a button, but it's not working. Let's try this. Working now. There we go. I would go to a fraction, and I would type it in as exactly as I see it. So I have negative b, so I go negative, and then my b value was 15 pi. Can't see my equation now. Was it 15 pi? Yeah. Negative 15 pi. Your pi button is right here, bracket. Now, since there's plus or minus, do one first with one sign. So I'm going to start with my plus, the square root of bracket 15 pi bracket squared minus 4 times pi times negative 300 all over 2 pi. You can type that in all at once and push enter. I can make it bigger. So I typed it in exactly as it showed up, and I get 4.82. If I want to do it again now with the minus sign, I can go up and highlight it again, push enter. It retypes it for me, and then I just use my cursor to go back to that plus sign slowly. There it is, and change it to a subtract sign. And I find out my other answer could have been negative 19.8. Now, since this is a cone that we're imagining, one of them makes sense. A radius of 4.8 does make sense. The radius of negative 19.8 doesn't make any sense. So even though there's two answers, the only answer that works, is that rounded correctly? 4.82. And we're dealing with centimeters, so we need to include our units as well for centimeters. 14, 15, and 16. Are ones that you can practice